What's good, y'all? HB Final Round, last video of the day. I want to talk about Jake Paul. I'm seeing something with him. Y'all still clowning this motherfucker because he came from YouTube upbringings and social media and shit. I don't give a shit about all that. I look at what I see in the ring. But I noticed something very interesting that's going on that I don't think most people are seeing right now. And it amazes me. It really amazes me. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading into it too much. But I'm starting to see this big narrative with him playing out. A grand scheme kind of that he's developing. Nobody's talking about it. I don't think most people are aware of what's going on, but I see it. I see it developing. Now, it's going to be on him to keep winning. Because if he can't keep winning, it ain't gonna keep rolling. Just say what you want about the kid. Say what you want. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. Now, he was given... Look, I don't know how the kid made his name, right? I don't know how he got famous and popular. I don't know if he had to work hard to get to where he did. But I'm going to say he probably worked his ass off to get where he did in terms of his YouTube career and channel and all that shit, podcast, and him and his brother, you know. Obviously, he probably came from a decent family. But hey, man, there's a lot of people who come from decent families. They don't do shit with themselves, right? Some have end up fucking drugged up, sitting nowhere. This is a smart kid, man. This is a smart fucking kid. Y'all just don't want to admit it. His brother, too. And he talks a lot of shit. Who gives a fuck, man? Part of that is the persona he's played. And part of that is sell tickets, entertainment. I mean, that's what he comes from, the entertainment business. And at the end of the day, he is a fighter, man. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all say, man. You step in that ring, I don't care what fucking level, amateur, professional, fucking street fighting leagues, whatever. You step in that ring, you're a fighter. It takes a lot of fucking guts to do that. Not many people can make that fucking walk. I respect that. Even if you're not good, I still respect it. Not only is he doing that, he's doing a lot more than people think, man. How many fucking low-level boxers just starting their career, especially big time with like big names getting into the game? You think they're taking? You think they have big fight or really strong competitors within their two fights they start off in their career? Nah, they're taking tomato cans. They're taking some fucking Mexican from a fucking, you know, serving fucking nachos on the fucking corner to get served up on a platter to some up-and-coming, you know, promising contender. You think Gervonta Davis was fucking facing, you know, Lomachenko his second fight? No. Fucking fight Guadalupe off the street. Probably didn't get in the fucking gym to train. This motherfucker take it on Tyrone Woodley. Look, my trainer came from an MMA gym, a professional boxer from Florida. You know, one of the things we do when you're starting off in boxing, we take on a lot of MMA fighters. They're a nice way to kind of work your way up. Work your skills. That's all Jake Paul's doing. He's working his way up, man. And not only that, he's not just facing any MMA fighter. He's facing Tyron Woodley. As Tyron Woodley, he's still predominantly kind of a wrestler, but a very talented athlete and a decent striker. I'll say this, Ben Askren was served up on a platter, but once again, was Gervonta Davis facing, a fucking world beater, his first or second professional fight? Certainly not. Let the motherfucker build. Look, I don't know if he's really taking this shit seriously. I don't know if it's purely for Buddy or not, but let the motherfucker build. He seems to be taking it seriously. Let him build. Even if he wins this fight, take on another MMA fighter. Okay, but step it up a little bit. Like Nate Diaz. Okay, we know Nate Diaz has a little bit of boxing skills from the MMA world. The kid build, man. Let him build. He's just starting off. And considering where he's at, it's pretty respectable. On top of that, he's got more pressure than all these other professional fighters. He's already got a big platform. He's already got a big base. He's already got it, man. Everybody wants him to lose. He's talking a bunch of shit. This is a lot of pressure. Everybody wants to see this motherfucker get knocked out. Let him build. Let him build. Let's see. He has a big test in front of him Sunday night. Let's see what he can do. It might be the end of the fucking gravy train, all right? But let's see what he can do. If he loses, yeah, that's pretty much, it's going to be hard to sell another fight. No doubt about that. But if he wins, the money train keeps on rolling. But let me talk about what this dude is scheming. I see it, and nobody's talking about it. I keep on hearing this reoccurring fucking theme of fighter pay. Keep on hearing him going back and forth with Dana White and shit like that on fighter pay. This is another reason why I like him in terms of a fighter. I'm not hating on him or jealous. I think obviously he was influenced by Mayweather, whether he's conscious of it or not, and definitely influenced by McGregor. I mean, you can see the way he was posing like McGregor against Ben Askren. He's fucking obviously heavily influenced by Conor McGregor. Probably looks up to the dude. Probably the reason why he wants to fight him so much. He admires him. He didn't fucking create the wheel, but he is reinventing it from two fighters who've kind of shown the fight game that you can be your own boss, you can dictate your own future, you can call the shots, you can build your own brand, and you can make a lot of money doing it. McGregor got that from Mayweather. He just did it his own way, and he did it in the UFC when he was on top. Keep on hearing this reoccurring narrative of fighter pay. This is calculated shit, bro. He's having a fight in his hometown in Cleveland. Given that's common, right? But now he's bringing fighters from Cleveland that represent Cleveland to be on his undercard. He's bringing women in his card, talking about, hey, we need to show off women, giving more respect in our sport. And then he puts Tommy Fury on the fucking card, on the undercard. Brilliant, fucking brilliant. Nobody's talking about it. He's sizing his ass up, and obviously Tommy Fury is aware of it, and his family. They're setting up, if Jake Paul can win this fight, they're setting up a matchup with Tommy Fury. And then he puts Tommy Fury up against one of his training partners. brilliant. Fucking genius. Tommy Fury's a pure boxer. Now, granted, he's just starting off as well. And we're all trying to figure out what he's about. But he's going to come over to the States. He's going to have a chance to show what he has. And Jake Paul's going to get to size him up. And he's using his training partner to size him up. You'd be crazy to think if Jake Paul hasn't sparred against this training partner. I don't know this fighter's name. I'm not familiar with him. But I do know he's on Jake Paul's team in camp. They're sizing Tommy Fury up. And they're going to try to bring him a little bit of limelight, give him a platform to show what he can do. And they're also going to see how good he is. And they're going to set up a big fight, the next matchup for him. And you're going to get your pure boxing. Which I don't see Jake Paul's doing. He's starting to create a promotional banner under his name. Not only is he going to be a fighter, he's going to be his own boss, and he's going to create a promotion that he's probably going to control. And he's probably going to pay his fighters very well. Fucking genius. Regardless, okay, you don't think he's a fighter, you don't think he's a real deal, you don't think, fine, I get that. But you gotta respect a man's business acumen. Fucking genius. The dude is building an empire right in front of y'all, and you don't even see it. You don't even see it. None of y'all see it or respect it. Let the motherfucker build. He's doing it right in front of your face. This is some big shit. Once again, he's not inventing the real wheel. He's reinventing it. He's doing it his own way. He's doing it his own way. He's taken from Mayweather and McGregor, and he's coming from a different world, and he's doing it his own way. He's being his own boss. He's going to probably build a promotional brand where he's paying his fighters well, which is what we want. Look, for the most part, obviously, if you're not winning and you're not producing, you're not going to get paid very well. But there's a lot of great fighters who got screwed over because they weren't their own boss. And there's a lot of fighters that get screwed over and never get paid the money they deserve because, you know, especially in boxing, there's a lot of corruption. A lot of fucking scammers out there, a lot of fucking snakes like fucking Don King, who fucking ripped off Mike Tyson in his prime. I gotta respect this shit, man. And I gotta let the man build before I come to a conclusion. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying the man is ever going to be on the level of Canelo fucking Alvarez. And he's talking some crazy shit, right? Because I will say this. Jake Paul is obviously not a high-level boxer. He ain't gonna beat no fucking top contender, not even a mid-level, maybe not even a low-level contender within the cruiserweight division at his own weight. He's facing guys significantly smaller than him. But once again, he's kind of reinventing the wheel. He's building in his own way. He's starting off in this game in the way he wants to. And that's what he should do. Be patient. Let the man do his thing. And you got to remember, he is a fighter, man. He is a fighter. You got to be arrogant. If you ain't fucking arrogant, you going to get fucked up. If you don't believe in yourself in there when you're all alone, who the fuck is going to believe in you? Who's going to believe in you? Who's going to believe in you? You got a motherfucker try to cause you the point of the game of this, not even game, because you can't call it a game. The point, the objective of this sport is to cause brain damage. If you ain't going there feeling a certain type of way about yourself, you gonna get fucked up. Even for the humble guys, like, for instance, in the UFC, George St. Pierre. Humble guy. You know, he'll even admit his fears and, you know, even feel inadequate at times and talk about that on podcasts and shit. But you're crazy if you don't think deep down GSP is one cocky, arrogant, conceited motherfucker. You're crazy. All fighters have that in them. Not everybody has the gift of gab, but all of us, we got that arrogance in us. And you gotta have that arrogance. And you gotta be crazy. And you gotta have crazy beliefs in yourself. Jake Paul saying, hey, I'm gonna take on Canelo one day. It is fucking crazy. It's fucking insane. But you gotta think like that. How are you gonna achieve great shit if you thinking like a basic motherfucker? You don't achieve greatness by thinking like a common man. You don't. You gotta think out of the box. You gotta think crazy. You gotta set expectations for yourself. We don't know if he's gonna get there. We don't know. But he's came a long way, man. 3 years straight training. You gotta think. 3 years for a common boxer, right? Coming up the traditional way. It's not much, you know. Like, look at me, for instance. I wasn't born into wealth. I wasn't, you know, I didn't start off a big YouTube channel in 2013 or some shit like that. I'm not coming from a different industry with a big name. You know, I have to build my way the traditional way. You know, I don't get to spend endless hours in the fucking gym. You know, I don't have all the money in the world to get all the resources, all the trainers, the nutrition, the dietitians. You know, I don't have all that shit. I gotta go through the hard. I gotta go through the fucking mud to get there. He didn't, but he earned it a different way through his YouTube presence. Now he has all the money in the world. If you got all the money in the world and you got the motivation and you got the drive, 3 years training in boxing consistently is like, you can multiply that by 6, or I'm sorry, multiply that by 3. Or just add 3 more years to it. I mean, he came in with lots of money, already had a persona, loves talking shit, loves being the heel, polarizing character. He got all the resources. He could put a fucking gym in his house. He can move to Puerto Rico. He can fucking get all the sparring partners in the world, get all the trainers. You know, hell, he's probably shooting up steroids and getting away with it. I'll say that. That's one thing. Another thing that people ain't talking about. That dude's on steroids. You know, granted, you know, I understand he's going through a growth spurt. You know, you go through your teenage years. You're not going to stop developing till you're at least 24. You know, your body's going to significantly change throughout that period. And obviously, if you're boxing, your body's going to transform and you're going to be chiseled. And it's one of the sports that will really fucking transform your body. Not everybody, because you look at a guy like Andy Ruiz, he looks like Jigglypuff. But, you know, that's just his body. But most people tend to get cut, you know, maybe even a little bit muscular and bulky. And, you know, boxers are in great shape. It's one of those sports you have to be in phenomenal conditioning for. But bad, it would have shocked me if he was taking steroids. He looks a lot bigger. His punching power has gotten a lot better. Nonetheless, man, So that's what y'all don't realize, is that 3 years may not seem like a lot, and it's not a lot for a traditional boxer coming up in the game. But for somebody who's coming in the game with money and motivation and drive and character in terms of his personality and, you know, persona, he gets to skip a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong, he still has a bit of that fight yet, to where he really knows if he wants to do this shit. Because once you're put in there with a motherfucker who knows what he's doing, and this is what he does, and this is his livelihood, and he's fighting for to feed his fucking family, he's gonna be thinking about going back to his yacht, not fucking getting back in the gym. Right now he is, but once again, you know, he's doing something different here, and he's building up in a different way, and he's going to have to prove it one way or another, but he's playing it smart, and I can't blame him for that. And he's showing fighters just like Mayweather and McGregor that you don't have to fucking kill your body. You don't have to take too much brain damage. You know, you can get paid lots of money. You can run your own business. You don't have to do it the stupid way, man. Now, obviously, the product isn't necessarily the same in terms of what we get to see in performance. But, you know, this is it. This is the new shit, whether we like it or not. And honestly, they did this social gloves event with a bunch of YouTube stars and TikTokers going up against each other. And it didn't do well. Why? Because it sucks. It's not good boxing. But this kid's the exception, man. I think he's taking it seriously. But what makes me even more impressed is nobody's talking about the agenda this dude is pushing. It's for better fighter pay, being your own boss, running your own business. The guy is starting to promote your own brand right in front of your face, and you don't even fucking know it. I noticed it. Very interesting. Maybe I'm off here. Maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into all of it. But I see it. You know, it could be just shit talk like, oh, I'm making more, getting more views, and, you know, fighters are getting paid more here. But I don't think that's by coincidence. You know, I think he has a good chance at winning this fight. I liked what he said at the press conference. That was some slick shit. Tyron Woodley's the chosen one. You know, that's his nickname. And Jake Paul said, yeah, you're right. Tyron Woodley's the chosen one to get his ass beat. That shit was funny. And he's right. They chose Tyron Woodley. They handpicked him because they thought that Jake Paul can beat him. Him and his team, I don't think they would pick Tyron Woodley if Jake Paul didn't have a significant chance at winning this fight. Because this kid's got a lot of shit he can do as long as he keeps backing it up. Give the kid his respect. I mean, we'll see Sunday night. It's coming. It's a day away. Maybe it all ends, right? Maybe it all ends and, you know, he finally figures out what it's really fucking like to be in that ring with a killer. But give him his chance. Let him build. Let's not rush it. He'll get his opportunities. He'll see what it's like, and we'll see what he's about. We'll see if he truly is just a YouTuber trying to play boxer, or if he's really a fucking fighter. Might show it this weekend. But yeah, man. Tell me what you think. Do you see what I'm talking about? You think I'm crazy? You think I'm out of line here? Like, subscribe, comment below, share your thoughts. Do you think Jake Paul is building an empire? It's your boy HB. Get at me. Final round. Peace, love, have fun this weekend. Stay safe.